friends, today my goal is to convict you about whose approval you are seeking, so stay tuned. Guys, if this is your first time here, I just want to personally welcome you to the HomeGrown Ministries YouTube channel. I'm DJ, and on this channel I strive to provide you with biblical wisdom and encouragement to strengthen your walk of faith. I do have a wife, 2 kids, and a full-time job, and I don't post as consistently as I would like to, so if you enjoyed today's video and you don't want to miss any content in the future, please make sure you hit the subscribe button down below, click on the bell notification, and then that way YouTube will let you know the next time I post a video, because I don't know when that's going to be. For my current subscribers, thank you for your support. I really appreciate you. Now today, I want to talk about how hard it is to serve God. It is so difficult to do any type of service for God, and I've talked recently about the struggle I've been having about, am I even qualified to do this? See, I get in my own head, and I'm constantly like, listen, you don't have a degree, you're not smart enough, all kinds of things, and really that's the devil just talking, whispering in my ear, trying to prevent me from doing a service for God. So today my goal is to talk to those of us who are doing some type of service for God. And remember, you don't have to be a minister or a preacher to do service for God. You can be an evangelist right in your own home, in your own community, or at your own workplace. But if you've ever done something for God and have gotten discouraged and maybe stopped doing that service for God, my hope is that this video encourages you and lifts your spirits up. One of the big reasons why I think we get discouraged when we're serving the Lord is because we compare ourselves to others. We compare ourselves to the world's standards and not to God's standards. I know this YouTube channel, I get discouraged all the time because I see that I don't have as many subscribers as some other people. I don't have millions of subscribers. I don't even have thousands of subscribers, right? But I need to stop judging myself based on how the world judges me and how the world judges others. I am doing a service for God, not for man, and this is not about me. So if you are doing service for God, remember, it's not about you. God can do this without you, but the blessing here is that He's choosing to do it with you. So don't worry about the way in which the world views your success. Worry about the way in which God views your work. So that leads to the question. The question is, whose approval are you seeking? So I think the words from Paul in Galatians really help encourage me. And this comes from Galatians chapter 1, verse 10. And Paul says, am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? Or am I trying to please people? If I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ. And you have to understand, in this context that Paul is talking about, he's talking about doing this. He's talking about preaching the gospel, not for people's approval. And if people don't like him for that, fine, so be it, whatever. But he has a conscience that he's preaching the truth. He's preaching the gospel. And so he's not doing it to please people, but to please God. So when you're preaching the gospel, lots of people will be against you. People who are not Christians by any sense of the word, and then people who claim to be Christians. You'll get attacked from all sides, and the reason for that is because Satan doesn't want you doing service to God. Satan would prefer you sitting on your couch and enjoying your life. So if you don't feel like Satan is attacking you, if you don't feel like there are struggles in your life that are preventing you from serving the Lord, that means that Satan has you right where he wants you, because he doesn't care to attack you. And if he's not caring to attack you, that means you must not be doing anything for God. So be bold in your approach and be encouraged when people are attacking you and when you are discouraged, because that means you're probably doing something for God, because Satan is paying attention. So Paul is reminding us in this passage that we should be seeking God's approval regardless of what the world thinks about us or about our work. So the last thing that I want to remind you of is, if you're doing some type of work for the Lord that's in a media format, whether it's a blog post or a podcast or a YouTube channel, remember, we get discouraged because we can see the metrics and we can see the low view count or the low watch time, right? I know I do that all the time. I check my metrics and I get really discouraged sometimes about how much work I put into a video and to see how few people actually watched it. But at the end of the day, remember, if it's out there forever. The internet's not going anywhere. And people way after you're gone can still listen to your information. And I'm hopefully going to put this in context for you. Remember, Paul wrote all of his letters to small congregations of people. And yet here we are thousands of years later, way after he's dead, reading his letters and gaining valuable insights from those letters. So if God can use Paul 2,000 years ago to influence us today, God can use your media that you're sharing today to influence people thousands of years from now. So be encouraged. Even if you have low viewership now and you have low blog hits today, that could change, even way after you're gone. I always think for myself, I look at my children. My children will one day be able to watch these videos and hopefully see at least where my stance is and gain something from it even after I'm long and gone. My grandchildren will be able to watch these videos. Heck, my grandchildren's grandchildren, if I'm blessed enough to have that, will be able to watch these videos hopefully way after I'm gone. So be encouraged, friends. Don't judge yourself based off of the world's standards, but on God's standards. And if you're doing work for God, it doesn't matter what the world thinks, and it doesn't matter what your stats are. What matters is that you're serving the Lord with all your heart, your mind, soul, and strength. So guys, I hope that encourages you. I hope it picks you up. And Christian friends, as always, please continue to be the light to the world, be the salt of the earth, and go encourage somebody else today because the world desperately needs it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.